2 fritters, 1 pate. You would be surprised on how many cultures influence the food on your plate, and you can actually taste them and see them. The food on Maui is a collaboration of cultures, and the local produce is what makes it uniquely Maui.
Mahalo, Joshua.
Mahalo.
Ohana means family, so it's all about the individual preparing the food, because ohana is what makes Maui, so it's definitely the human that puts the love into the food, and then you eat it and you're like, oh Lord, this is just phenomenal.
It's about breaking bread. Food to me is the center of my world and my culture, and reaching out and connecting with people. So when people come here and they get to try the old traditional food and then whatever the modern chefs like us are creating, it updates everything. This is Maui as it is today.
It's food prepared with a story, and it makes people just feel connected, and like the food is being connected with things that surround us.
I propagate like the pineapple tops and got some coconut sprouts.
Nice. There's a little coconut shoot right here.
Yep.
We're moving in a direction where everyone is getting back into farming, and people want to know where their food's coming from, how it's being grown, who's harvesting it. Yeah, it's good grass, huh?
Yeah, they really like the roots too.
So I grew up in Pi'iholo, which is at the top of Olinda Road, up country, and it's the agricultural section of Makawao. Our hometown motto is Keep It Paniolo, which is the Hawaiian cowboy. So we have a lot of influence from ranch land and acreage and agriculture. So at a young age, I was really exposed to people growing food and seeing cattle ranches and pineapple and things like that. Oh, that's beautiful. And this one is taro or kalo, right?
Nice, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's super dense, yeah.
It's closer to,
But like 2, 3?
I think that one's closer to like 4 or 5.
Yeah, it's like it's pretty big. I mean, it's definitely dense, you know, like the meat itself is almost like coconut meat. It's like pure carby deliciousness. So we use these parts for the risotto in the restaurant, which are the leaves, which not a lot of people use. Like people will fold them into fish and wrap them and steam them and things like that. It's one of my favorite, why I like to use it a lot. But we use specifically the leaves. So we cut these and we boil them down in Hawaiian sea salt and water and a little bit of baking soda till they're completely cooked, and then we puree it, and it gives it like this nice earthy, masculine, almost root flavor to it, but it's got a nice aromatic finish to it, and that's what finishes it. It gets this nice stewed flavor. It goes great with cheese, and it's great for rice too, you know? Beautiful plates, guys. Chef, how long on the first roasted veg? Push them, Hawaiian. For me, I get really excited about food where I want to do all these crazy things and I want to try all this stuff. And the one thing I have to remind myself is I have to set boundaries, and I have to say, okay, like this is what I'm trying to say, this is what I'm trying to do, this is what I'm trying to showcase. And you know, to balance the creativity is first you have to showcase the product. The story that I always try and tell is what happened to that ingredient. And that's a breadfruit or ulu tree. And we've used that in the past for a bunch of different things, but that's one of the most popular ingredients in Hawaii right now. Everyone's trying to use that for something. For the most part, produce is the thing that inspires me the most, because it's always going to have a point in its life, just like a protein too, where it's going to be its most beautiful, and then it's going to taper off, and it's going to have a short life. And it's up to us as chefs is to make sure we get it at the right time to showcase it. The thing I think that most people think of when they hear Hawaii is pineapple, sweet potato, coconut, passion fruit. You know, you think of Hawaii as the community of a lot of different cultures that came together to make something happen. As a collective, I have a lot of chefs that also give inspiration from their childhood from growing up here too. We have other dishes like the eggplant with the miso glaze on it. That was me as a kid. I hated eggplant, but if you put some salty sweet miso on it and burned it a little, I really liked it. There's someone here who's cooking it and trying to make it something that's approachable, and we're trying to showcase on having very little to no waste and showcasing a product that's in our area to support our local community and our economy as well. Lopes Family Farms, these guys are awesome. We get pigs from them as well and a little bit of beef. I've known them since I was probably 10, so they're really, really awesome people. We've honored the old ways on starting from scratch and making the food, and there's an artisan and a craftsman behind everything that you're eating today. I think the food movement is all going back to the beginning of what food actually was. Food was made to nurture people, and you were supposed to put time in to make a product truly delicious for someone where they can appreciate it.
Food in the Maui scene, at one time it was called Hawaiian regional cuisine. And that was where a lot of foods from the local waters and the farms and the ranches here, chefs went and they took those items and they created food. But now they're gonna go and take that another step further and also adding a story. And just with that, whatever you prepare, because you have a story behind it, it's captivating, connecting with culture. We're being connected, the food is being connected with things that surround us.
My food tells the story of, in a way, my life and my upbringing and my value of food and the lifestyle I'm trying to promote. I think donuts have always been the underdog of pastry, but I really wanted to elevate the donut and the idea of food and treats in general. We create brioche donuts. Everything's made from scratch. We specialize in brioche and we do different styles of brioche. We make poi brioche, cinnamon brioche, a sourdough. Brioche has always been regarded as the Cadillac of doughs, if you will. And I've always thought donuts are like the most humble pastry. And I thought I wanted to bring together the luxurious brioche and the humble donut. So I thought it makes perfect sense. Make it approachable, but make it nice. 3 more. We get 3 more. Yeah. I have a donut with miso. And people right away was like, miso, like the soup? I was like, the ingredient that you use for the soup, but it won't taste anything like the soup that you know. One of the more popular flavors locally would be the Molokai sweet potato poi brioche. So there's poi in the dough itself, which makes the brioche very tender and airy. The Molokai sweet potato is cooked in coconut milk that is reminiscent of a snack I used to eat a lot when I was a kid. We use vanilla bean in our vanilla bean brioche. So it's in the dough, it's in the glaze, and we make our own handmade vanilla bean powder that we put on top. We have the real McCoy, which has a lilikoi glaze, macadamia nut that's frosted with coffee. I also have a lilikoi caramel meringue that's very popular. How's it going? Good. A lot of flavors are based on what I get from the neighborhood. I have a lot of customers who bring me fruits and vegetables sometimes from their backyard, so Depending on what I get, that's usually how the flavors are created that day. It's the people and what they grow and what they share with me. And whenever they share with me, I feel obliged and privileged to share back. This is perfect because I need lemon zest for my pink lemonade donut. I grew up in a very small village where my mom raised and grew most everything that we ate. If I was hungry when I was a kid, like my mom would just be like, oh, go dig up the soil, you see the sweet potato coming out, you know, it's cracking the soil, you know it's ready. One of the reasons why I create my donuts the way I do, from scratch, from real food. I don't see my donuts as just junk food or a sweet treat. I see it as real food because all the ingredients are recognizable as real food before it goes on a donut. And I have that value because I grew up in an agricultural environment. And it's nice to have fancy restaurants to go to, but I feel like this could grow in your backyard. And this is your backyard.
Got some rose petals for you.
Thank you so much.
Super duper welcome.
They grow organic roses here, and I have this donut called the strawberry rose donut. And I used to import rose petals to use as garnish and for flavoring, and I discovered that we actually grow organic roses on Maui, so I started sourcing out the roses from Marcus, who is the farmer. I just think it's really amazing to find a very unique ingredient here on Maui that I've always used but never realized I can get locally. So it's just an awesome place for me, and it's a nice place to come to and have a little nice afternoon and take in all the beautiful Maui views. I think the food scene on Maui has evolved so much the past 5 to 10 years. My brioche dough is specifically for donut use. What makes it extra tasty and rich is that it has a good amount of butter in the dough. The techniques are becoming more updated. There's a lot more value in local agriculture, local farms, and supporting that kind of cooking and procuring your food instead of just like, okay, we're so used to getting everything canned or shipped here. People are now talking a whole lot about growing our food here on Maui. If we can start growing food ingredients that we've never grown here before, we're going to start having more interesting food scene here. We can start creating some really unique food that we've never done before.
I want to be known for thinking out of the box to create a hotel experience that is like none other. I want people to know that we're trying something different here and trying to blow that hotel stigma of having it be uppity and stuffy into something that's approachable and phenomenal, and just hope it has this awesome draw. That's what I want to be remembered for here. People that come here, they want traditional things like fish tacos, but we're going to present it in a Maui way, right? And I think that anytime you make good food, it just has to be good. It has to be interesting. My story is very whimsical. Like, I think all of the food and the presentation is just creative and unique. It's very colorful. It's vibrant. Hi, how's it? So I was like, you know, I love food trucks. So I wanted to do the food truck, but like I said, I wanted it to be a different experience, to create that Instagrammable moment. I have a corn kiosk, a Volkswagen truck that opens up from the top and has blue lighting on the way down, a really cool remake of a Citroen European truck. The local flair is definitely coming from our smoke truck. The grilled items definitely are, you know, crowd pleasers. So sticky ribs are something that we make off of our brand new smoke truck. They are great. They're marinated in teriyaki sauce overnight, and then we smoke them with kiave wood, which is a local tree here, and we serve them with a potato mac salad, which is super traditional, kimchi that my cafeteria cook makes, Elmer, and it is fire, with 2-scoop rice. Mahalo, Joshua.
Mahalo.
I'm gonna take, can I have this too?
Yeah.
Our watermelon cucumber salad is super refreshing. So we have a yuzu vinaigrette that's on that, and that's just the most amazing citrus flavor you've ever had. That's like grapefruit and lime made out and had a little baby, and it's all over the salad, and it's phenomenal. Fish tacos are an approachable piece that everybody wants here. So we're doing them with mahi, of course, an awesome flour tortilla that is made locally by a gentleman named Sandoval. They are phenomenal. We have Jose making our own salsa picante. It has 3 different chilies that go inside of it, a pico, and a really amazing guacamole sauce. As a chef, you don't want to pigeonhole into like, this is my signature dish. I think that like line of thinking is obsolete, because if you're a chef, you should be passionate about making every single thing that you do, and it better be something new every other week, because you always want to be better and better.
Can I have my plate, you guys? The white plate?
They're my heroes. I am obsessed with mochi right now, and mochi now can be inside waffles, which is even better than pancakes, because there's a textural contrast with that. So we do a lot of fruit toppings on that, all kinds of Nutella, whipped cream, ube syrup. So mochi is anything, it's a product that's made out of rice flour. You can make mochi pancakes, mochi waffles, mochi donuts. I don't want to ever eat anything else other than mochi. I think that when you're in Hawaii, there's a view that changes when you look at food, right? Because we have that eternal growing season. You can get fresh produce year round, and why not, capitalize on that?
Yeah. Surfing Goat Dairy produces 3 different kind of cheeses here, and most of the cheese goes to hotels and restaurants here on the island. We have a little bit over 42 acres here, and as you can see, nearly all of it is fenced in for different pastures. So all these goats have day and a night pasture. On average, we are producing 60 pounds of cheese every day. This one is the rolling green with garlic chives. The next one is O Solo Mio with sun-dried tomatoes. The number 3 is Man's Challenge. That's the one with the horseradish. Yeah. And the green one is Garden Fantasia with lots of fresh garden herbs. Fortunately, all this movement from farm to table, together with the lavender farm up the mountain, we were the first ones who delivered all these products to the hotels, except produce farmers. Yeah. We have food here which are a mixture of all kinds of different influences. If you want to try all this, you have to stay at least 4 weeks on this island so that you get all these wonderful foods to eat here.
I like that more of our food are grown here, caught here. Even hog farms are coming back, cattle ranches are starting to come back, that we can eventually sustain ourselves. We're trying to reach a point where we are connecting food with culture. Well, you're talking about ancient Hawaiian culture of cooking. They did not have a lot of spices. As you saw us put the pig into the ground earlier, just salt is the season. It's cooked that way, and that's it. No other flavoring, and it's so delicious. Cooking in the imu, compared to the old days, a lot of it was hard work, and it was done more for very, very special occasions, even to the point of preparing food for offerings. So when Hawaiians would cook in this manner and eat, it was not just to enjoy food. It was a very, very special time to sit together and meet for a very, very good reason. By us continuing to do this practice, we remember how to prepare food. And nowadays, we're trying to be innovative and do new things and put new things in with a little twist. chefs are starting to do what they do best, and when they do that, the passion in their cooking is in the food, it tastes better, and the atmosphere is so much better.
And so if you've been here to Maui 10 years ago and you ate at the same spot, go outside of the box and find us. And that, I think, is part of the experience these days when you go travel, is that you go off the beaten path and you find some really unique places to eat and meet people, and that to me is a more interesting way to experience a place to visit.
Hawaii, everything's about family and community and coming together and planting things for the next generation.
I think anywhere you look here, it inspires you. That's the crazy thing. You know, it's an unbelievable place, and I think that I can't pinpoint one place that you get inspired, because the whole island is inspiring.
I feel Maui is the best because of the extreme beauty that we have, from the mountain to the sea, everything in between those two places, the beautiful lush area that we have. It's a beautiful place, and that's why Maui no Ka'oi, Maui is the best.